the Pope who's welcoming these guests, but a curate official or the prefect of the papal household. And it's almost always the setting for the swearing in of the Swiss Guard. Almost always, apart from when there's very heavy rain, in which case the swearing in is held in the Paul VI Hall in the Vatican. So if you were listening earlier, you heard Pope Leo say that, or rather the commander of the guard say, this is the first time since Pope Paul VI that a pope has been present for the swearing in of the Swiss Guard. And the Pope also met with the Swiss Guard yesterday, I believe. Yeah, it was yesterday. And he invited them to cultivate their friendship with Christ. So this is part of, there's a few days of festivities around the swearing in of new recruits, and as part of that there was a mass this morning, and yesterday then they had a meeting with the Pope where he blessed the flag. We now know that he blessed that flag beforehand, so he blessed it yesterday rather than during the ceremony today. And yesterday in that meeting with the Swiss Guards, he told them that from the very beginning of my pontificate I have been able to count on your faithful service carried out with great dedication and zeal. He was speaking to them, as I said, just in the run-up to the traditional swearing-in ceremony, and offered what he called his heartfelt gratitude for the commitment and dedication that the Swiss Guards show. He said that the successor of Peter is able to carry out his mission in service to the Church and the world with the assurance that you are watching over his safety. The Pope urged the Swiss Guards to remain faithful to the gospel and to the fundamental values of the Christian faith, which he said make you baptized believers who are confident in your choices. Each of you, he said, can be a model to the others through your words and your conduct, through your charity and faith, and you can be a sign of unity for the entire Roman Curia. The Pope said that the city of Rome, with its treasures and its wealth, offers the Swiss Guard an unforgettable journey throughout history. He said, a journey not only through the arts but also through the Christian faith, beginning with the earliest witnesses who followed Christ, sometimes even to the point of martyrdom. The Pope urged the new recruits to take advantage of this opportunity to cultivate your inner life in the midst of the frenzy of our society and to deepen your relationship with the Lord. The Pope said that in taking the oath, the new recruits are entering into a new stage of their lives. I encourage you to live this mission with conviction, placing yourselves in the school of Christ, humble and obedient. The Pope said that many of the Swiss Guards will one day return home to Switzerland. It's very few of them that remain in Rome long term. Many of them leave after their mandatory 2 years have finished. And the Pope acknowledged that and said that after having offered good and loyal service to the Holy See, they would have numerous opportunities before them. He said that some of them would continue studies, some would enter the working world, and maybe even some of them would discover a vocation to the priesthood. Whatever their decision, the Pope told the Swiss Guards to remember that their experience in Rome would help them to face future challenges with confidence and with the universal outlook which is proper to every Christian. The Holy Father also described some of the many challenges which faced the generation. Most of the Swiss Guards are very young. Most of them come around the age of 19, 20, 21. And he said that the challenges facing that generation were their environmental issues, economic challenges, social tensions, the digital revolution, artificial intelligence, and other complex realities that he said would require discernment and a sense of responsibility. He said, your time in Rome can help you to develop a deeper maturity even in these areas of social life. And the Pope also urged the new recruits to be witnesses of hope, faithful to the gospel, and propelled by their faith in the Lord. And he brought the address to an end by referencing the Jubilee year, the 2025 Holy Year, which is going on, and saying that in this Holy Year, may you, through your simple witness, be missionaries of hope to the people you encounter. May the flame of hope light your path and give you the courage to take bold steps to contribute together to the civilization of love. So just the last few recruits now coming forward to take the oath. And after they finished with the oath, there'll be a concert performed by the Swiss Guard band, who we heard earlier. This recruit here is making the oath in Italian, so he's one of the quite small number of Swiss citizens who are native Italian speakers, I assume. It's about 8%, I think. So the majority of German speakers, that's upwards of 60%. About 20-25% are French speakers, and then a little bit under 10% are Italian speakers, and they're the three big languages in Switzerland. There's also Romansh, which is also a Latin language, very closely related to Latin, in fact. Some people say it's the existing language closest to Latin of all of them. And the flag has now been raised. That means all 27 recruits have taken their oath to protect the Pope and his successors and the College of Cardinals. And we'll now head towards the final part of today's event, which is a concert performed by the Swiss Guard band. Before that, I wanted to explain, you might have heard earlier the reference to the Swiss Guards who sacrificed their lives. That's a reference to the sack of Rome in 1527, when forces loyal to the Habsburg Emperor Charles V attacked the Vatican. The Pope was able to escape to Castel Sant'Angelo, the Castle of the Holy Angel, because the Swiss Guards stayed behind and fought off the invaders for a while, and the vast majority of the Swiss Guard lost their lives in that moment. So that was the event that was referred to a few times in the speech from the Commandant, the commander of the Swiss Guards. And now, as I said, a concert from the Swiss Guard band. By the way, if you're wondering about the different colours of the feathers on the helmets of the Swiss Guards, the red is the normal colour, and those who have black and orange feathers is because they're a member of the band playing the drums. You can see some of them just there on the left-hand side of the screen. So the drummers have those black and orange feathers, and I think most other guards have the red colour. And now I think we have the concert. Should be a few different songs now performed by the Swiss Guard band. So I don't have the exact names of the songs being performed today. I know that normally they're sort of matches by Swiss composers. They normally do a mixture of traditional marches and newer ones that have been composed a bit more recently. If I can get the names of the songs, I will. I'll let you know. So I said before that they normally play Swiss marches. That, of course, that was a version of Africa by Toto, which is an American rock band. So not quite a Swiss march, but I think they tried to mix in some contemporary music as well as the more traditional stuff. So that's what you heard there. The Swiss Guard band is part of the after-work activities that members of the Swiss Guard can take part in. Some of them bring instruments from Switzerland, or at least they bring expertise, instruments that they grew up playing. Others learn just when they're in Rome. song being played now is called Alperose. It's a song in Swiss dialect, a very successful one from 1985. It's by Polo Hofer and Hannere Ammann, and it's basically the Swiss dialect song that's had the biggest success, the most famous song in Swiss German out there. That's what's being played right now.
Zweites Glied. Aufschließen. Marsch!
So that's the end of the concert phase of the event, and so now I think that the new recruits will be marching toward the exit. We had some quite different songs there. We had a traditional Swiss march, we had some more contemporary Swiss music, and then we also had an American rock song, or at least a song by a rock band, Africa by Toto. And this is Pope Leo. He says, before ending this beautiful ceremony, I'd like to say a word of gratitude. Above all, to God for the gift of life and faith. I'd like to greet all those present, the cardinals, the archbishops, the bishops, the president of the Swiss Federation, and the families of the Swiss Guards, and in a very special way. And I'd also really like to thank all of those who took that oath. It's a very important witness in today's world. It helps us to understand the importance of discipline, of sacrifice, of living our faith in a way that that speaks to our everyday experiences, the value of making sacrifices for other people. And I want to thank you all on behalf of myself, on behalf of the Holy See. May God bless you, may God bless your families, and may God always accompany you. That was a little off-the-cuff speech there from Pope Leo, thanking the Swiss Guards. He also told them that yesterday at the formal meeting he had with them, and they're just reiterating, saying thank you. He also spoke there about the oath that the Swiss Guards taken, saying it's a very important testimony in today's world. And again, as at the beginning of the ceremony, the commander of the Swiss Guard salutes the Pope, exchanges a few words with him. Now the order is given for the new recruits and the band to turn and begin the march out. And as the Swiss Guards now march out of the San Damaso courtyard, the Pope saying goodbye to the Swiss President, and speaking again briefly with the Commandant of the Swiss Guard. And Pope Leo gets into his car and prepares to drive away. And that brings an end to this live broadcast of the swearing-in ceremony for this year of the Swiss Guard. We saw 27 new recruits take their oath to protect the Pope. It was the first swearing-in ceremony in 57 years that a Pope was present. The last time was in 1968 with Pope Paul VI. And we heard a very long, very beautiful speech from the commander of the Swiss Guard. He said that our deepest respect and appreciation goes to the 27 new guardsmen. He said that they've been preparing for the special moment of taking the oath for months, and he said, on behalf of everyone here, I express our utmost respect to you. He also spoke of the three patron saints of the Swiss Guard, Saint Martin of Tours, Saint Sebastian, and Saint Nicholas of Fleur. And then we had the concert by the Swiss Guard band, a mixture of traditional and some modern music. And if you want to listen back to any part of this event at any time, you can find it on our Vatican News YouTube channel and also on our Vatican News website, where you can also find summaries of everything the Pope has been doing recently. But if it's not up immediately when you go to look, it'll be up in a few hours at the very most. You can find us at www.vaticannews.va. Please do also take a look at our Facebook, X and Instagram pages. Just search Vatican News on your social media of choice. I'm Joseph Tullock. Thank you very much for tuning in, and please do join us again tomorrow. We have Mass and the Angelus prayer from Pope Leo. We'll bring that to you live from St. Peter's Square. That'll be tomorrow in the morning, Rome time. Until then, or until the next time you tune in, thank you very much again. Laudate Jesus Christus. Praised be Jesus Christ.